because I had a lot of people asking me about emotional intelligence in the workplace. How do I explore how emotional intelligence can drive effective leadership, foster better team dynamics, for example, and workplace culture? How does that involve emotional intelligence and take care of all of that? You want to create a positive and productive work environment. That's the main thing there. Emotional intelligence, or EQ, it refers to the ability to recognize, understand, and manage emotions in oneself and in others, in staff. When leaders possess a high EQ, they can effectively navigate and influence the emotions of their team members, leading to numerous benefits like you're building strong relationships in your organization, you have effective communication in your organization, conflict resolution is done way better, motivating and inspiring others, and you can manage stress and resilience. So a better leader is a leader that is high in emotional intelligence. It's a crucial role in leadership by promoting strong relationships, effective communication, conflict resolution, motivation, and resilience. So, before we go down deep in the rabbit hole, let's first have a look at the most important question that you need to be asking yourself when you're dealing with emotional intelligence in the workplace. And that's over there, that question. And I'm going to make myself small and the question larger so you can actually see what's going on my screen. Let's click. There we go. See, it's tiny me now, still here. Okay, here we go. We've got the most important question up on the screen. Let's put that up on my screen so I can see it as well. How do you integrate soft skills training in people management and emotional intelligence with project management training to optimize your performance? That's the most important question you need to be asking. How are you dealing with that in an organization? You see what I just did there? I double clicked on it. So out open all the best ideas, the things that we can be doing about that, the people that we need to have in place, the things that we can be doing about that, the people that we need to have in place, the job roles, the functions. The main category, it's categorized as emotional intelligence process, and some keywords that we can have a look at. So how do you integrate soft skills in people management and emotional intelligence with product management training to optimize your performance? Have a look at your emotional intelligence process in your organization or within yourself as a leader. Make sure that you engage the talent acquisition specialist to take care of that. Have a need to enhance your skills. If I open that up, out comes a keyword here that I can select as well. And more areas around skills will pop up and will show me what to do here. Need the same number of people and with different skills. So, what kind of people do you need in your organization, and what kind of skill sets do you need? When you're dealing with the question, do I need to have more people in place that show a high EQ, emotional intelligence? So this is the most important question to ask in your organization, and this is who you should be talking to in your organization to make sure that you're doing that. Now, if I just, for example, pull out the talent acquisition specialist and I double click it, we'll see it's a very busy person in my organization. We'll see that it deals with a lot of questions in my organization. These questions here, these main areas here, and these areas to basically cover. So that's how it's interconnected, how it's all woven together. But that's the first and the main important question to ask in your organization. How do you integrate soft skills training in people management and emotional intelligence with project management training to optimize your performance? Now, if I have a look at what we're looking at here in total, we're going to have a look at the main picture. We'll zoom out a bit, and we're going to have a look at emotional intelligence, and we're going to have a look at everything that it touches within an organization. This is everything that you need to be concerned with in your organization when you're dealing with emotional intelligence. Uh, so let's just start here. Let's pick up a few. Organizational awareness, that's a good one. Organizational scope we need to take care of. We need to take care of emotional intelligence rules. How do we deal with that in our organization? Emotional intelligence team, relationship, emotional intelligence management, situational leadership. That's a good one as well. Uh, these are all the areas that it relates to and that it touches upon. So here's mentoring, there's Hoshin, there's compassionate leadership, risk, there's team planning, all intelligence, even cyber operations, succession planning, emotional intelligence, risk, cognitive flexibility, all these areas it touches and need, all these areas are needed in emotional intelligence. So for instance, if I then just select organizational awareness, a main question pops up. How does emotional intelligence help you? Program management consultant can be asked that question. Utilize or plan to utilize business intelligence. Make sure you're doing that as the best idea here. So these are all the areas that you need to be covering, and that's a lot that you need to take care of when you're dealing with emotional intelligence. Um, Let me open up a few so again I can reiterate what the colors mean. The colors are here, these blue greenish ball, that is the main area that's covered underneath emotional intelligence and leadership, and here organizational awareness. This is a question that you can be asking when you're dealing with that. Who do you ask that question? Who do you engage with? That's the job roles here, program management consultant. What kind of options do you have to fix the solution or talk about the issue at hand, utilize or plan to utilize business intelligence? Then we have a few keywords here that we can deeper dive into to basically go down the rabbit hole. Plan, so I click on plan and we have more actions, ideas I can do around emotional intelligence and planning of the whole thing. But here's where we see that emotional intelligence touches upon all these areas. So that's what the colors mean. It also touches a lot of job roles. So that's basically what we've just seen. We've seen a few job roles, but let me bring up the, the job roles and the functions in an organization where emotional intelligence is involved. And you can actually see that a lot of this is involved with people who deal with people in an organization. Customer engagement team leader, labor relations, marketing manager, senior architect security solutions, senior talent acquisition manager, head of management, head of sales. All these people need to have a high EQ emotional intelligence, be able to work with others, communicate, conflict resolution, motivate, inspire others, manage stress and resilience. And all these roles obviously have questions around them. How and when does emotional intelligence influence salesperson adaptive and proactive performance? This one was for head of sales, for instance. Perform a change of association for a new salesperson, so different point of view. That's an example here that we have in place. So it's all interlinked. It's all interwoven. We can have a look at this data from a point of view of the job roles themselves that we need to have in place, that need to have high emotional intelligence and high EQ, or we can have a look at the most important questions that we need to be asking in an organization, or we can simply look for, and I don't know if anything comes up here, but let's just give it a go. Or we can start with, hey, show me just the questions that have emotion in them. Why does self-reported emotional intelligence predict job performance? How do you feel that the elements of emotional intelligence are highlighted during the sales process and customer lifecycle? What's the relationship between emotional intelligence and sales force awareness, effectiveness? Sorry. How does emotional intelligence influence virtual team success, etc., etc.? The list goes on and on and on. All emotional intelligence questions that you can be asking in your organization, in your management team meeting, actually. So if I just scroll to the left so it makes it a little bit easier to pull one out, what is the importance of emotional self-awareness? And out pop the balls that you've seen before, that you know now. This is a major area related to emotional intelligence. These are the job roles, the functions that are generally associated with that. HR business partner, chief of staff, in this case, general warehouse manager. Have leaders with enough emotional or psychological intelligence, communicate internally on sustainability, and it's important. Go about providing this open source intelligence. And then we have keywords here related to it as well. So this is another way of looking at it. Just start with the questions that deal with emotional intelligence and take it from there. So different way of looking at emotional intelligence. But again, it's a lot. It's a lot. There's so many things to take care of. We've seen the questions here. Now, when I just bring up the actions, so like the green balls, you'll see that there's a lot of green balls. These are all the green balls, all the actions that we need to take care of when we're dealing with emotional intelligence in my organization. And again, I can double click them and out come the question that's related to it, the job role that's related to it, other areas that I need to be covering when I'm dealing with that. So it's a lot when I want to make sure that we're doing emotion, that all my staff, all my people in my organization are aware and managed based on their EQ performance as well. Um, well, if I want to make it easier, forest for the trees, and that's what I want. I want to make it easier for myself. I want to say see the forest for the trees, which means I'm only going to focus on the three major questions in my organization. So we've done one already. The first one, we've done the first important question, and that was this one. How do you integrate soft skills training in people management and emotional intelligence with product management training to optimize your performance? And we knew how we're going to fix that, have a need to enhance your skills, and about the number of people that you need. And we need to involve this one and, for example, that one, because sustainability is very high on Gen Z. Gen Z's awareness of what a company is doing and its vision for the future. So we want a sustainability specialist here to make sure that that's related to EQ. Do you have leaders with the emotional intelligence and skills to deal with people who are emotional about change? Right. Interesting. I'm surprised by my own data sets as well every now and then, which is a good thing, I reckon. It's like, yeah, that's pretty good what comes out of there. Okay, this is related to organizational. Recruit and continue to develop these skills. Suppose you can sharpen your leadership skills, and it's not negative. Suppose you can sharpen your leadership skills, so make it happen in training, education, awareness, and know of any instruction to the intelligence to enhance the emotional intelligence. View the importance of communication skills. Make sure that you're doing that. Software quality manager is attached to here, or quality manager in general. So this is the second question. Now we'll open up the third question. We'll scroll down a bit and zoom in. How might emotional intelligence play a role in helping organizational leaders make good decisions about new products, markets, and strategic alliance? Interesting. Oh, that's a lot. What pops up here? Let's pull it out a bit so I'm not conflicted and looking at the other balls. There we go. Have confidence in your artificial intelligence to take care of that as well. Interesting. Make a brand synonymous with leadership intelligence. Have a leadership succession plan for new leaders. Build a good networking relationship between network leaders. Have a plan to develop potential members to become leaders. Help get people into this field to have better and more consistent products so they can manage the product delivery and services throughout their higher EQ than it was before. Job roles attached to this: revenue effectiveness operations, workplace specialist, digital change manager, workflow planner. Job roles that require a high level of EQ and job roles that are attached to this. Now, when I just put this on the screen, these three, emotional intelligence process, organizational, and effectiveness, this is my tiny blueprint for managing EQ in my organization. So if I were a manager, a leader, a VP, or an HR manager, I'd have a look at these areas to make sure that my people are actually doing this. These are the three questions that I'll be asking myself all day throughout the day, and these are the areas that I make sure that this are covered with each and every staff member continuously, that that's understood, that I can train them by making sure that we're doing all these activities. They can be trained, we have training in place to actually do that. So that's the power of emotional intelligence in leadership for you. When you're a good leader, a great leader, one of the many things that you use managing your people on emotional intelligence. So not just your own. Leading means that you're leading. People will follow you. You will help them to get the best out of themselves. That's what leading means. That's what leadership means. Doesn't mean you're the boss. It means you are there in the trenches and you show as an example what the best way of dealing with issues is. Conflict resolution, motivating, inspiring others, it's all in here. Effective communication and build strong relationships. That's basically what having a high EQ is, emotional intelligence. And you deal with that by answering all these questions and bringing up all these questions in our organization continuously. Now, these are all the areas to take care of. To give you an idea, let's see if this works. I want to show you one more thing before we're gonna wrap it up, and let's see if this works. That worked. That's fun. What I'm doing here is I'm gonna pop up all the questions that have the word emotion in them, and all the areas that need to be covered that have the word emotion in them. So we have a quick overview of, hey, these are all the area, the questions I can be asking in my organization, and all the areas that I need to be covering in my organization. I'm just going to be panning over them a little bit. Have leaders with enough emotional psychological intelligence, help improve emotional intelligence in your organization. It can provide you with emotions, improve your emotional intelligence skills, and emotional intelligence matter in the workplace. Develop emotional intelligence in your organization to be an effective crisis leader, etc., etc., etc. These are all the things that you can do in your organization to make sure that you're answering these questions. Now, the thing is, this whole data set is, as per usual, large, massive, and I'm going to show you that as well because that's going to be fun. I just like ending like this, as you've seen before if you're following my videos, because it gives you a good overview of what's involved in managing emotional intelligence in an organization. We see here the whole data set developing, the whole data set taking care of itself, and all the relationships that are in there on our screen. The green blue balls, the large balls, those are the related areas to emotional intelligence. The blue balls are the questions related to the main area. The green balls are the activities that you need to be doing to take care of emotional intelligence. And then we have the dark blue balls. Those are the job roles, the functions that take care of emotional intelligence in your organization or need to have a high level of emotional intelligence. And then we have a couple of keywords. The reds and the yellows, they are keywords that I can actually use to zoom into and go deeper into an area. Now, all this data is available. You can purchase this data if you want to. Go to the link that's attached to this video. You'll see it there in our store. Available, downloadable as a data set, and a workbook that comes with that as well, PDF workbook. For now, thank you very much. If you have any questions, reach out to me. You know where I am. DMs, email. I'm available on all the socials. Thank you very much for now, and we'll see you.